Hey YouTube, this is Eric from Thump'em Up Fishing, and today we're going to be fishing Lake Lewisville with my neighbor Randy Dickin, my brother-in-law Christian, and Wes Campbell from Bender Rod Guide Service. Lake Lewisville is one of my favorite lakes. It's my home lake, 15 minutes from my house, and located right in North DFW. I've known Wes for about 2 years. He's a good friend of mine, and in fact, he's the one that first introduced me to Thumping. We were fishing a guided trip in the middle of winter, and we were thumping constantly to try and bring fish to the boat. Check out Wes's Facebook page to see his latest fishing reports from Lake Lewisville and book a trip with him. Also today, I have my good friend and neighbor, Randy Dickin, join us for this trip. Hey YouTube, for this trip, I'm also bringing my neighbor Randy. You want to introduce yourself, Randy?
Randy Dickin from Pennsylvania. Just came over here with my neighbor. Going to go out here and do some fishing today and just have some fun. A nice relaxing day with the guys.
Yeah, so I took Randy with me last year when we were doing a hybrid trip, and we caught a bunch of hybrids. So no pressure to our good buddy Wes here, but we told him that he has a little bit to live up to. But obviously he is the man, so he'll put us on some fish. So it didn't take us long to catch our first hybrid. We were at our first spot for no more than 5 minutes before Randy caught this fish. The interesting thing was there were already a couple boats there when we pulled up, some of whom were splashing and using shad, but we still ended up being the first one to catch a hybrid, and we caught more sand bass than the other boats. Alright, so we're just fighting a hybrid, but the interesting thing that happened, we came up to a friend of ours who's been fishing the spot we were fishing earlier. He asked the question, does the thumper work? And we said, you know what, we're going to find out. So he's right next to us. He's been fishing a while. He's got one hybrid so far. We've been here, we just probably, what, 5 minutes? We lost one hybrid and put one in the boat. And now we're going to keep on trying. So, I don't know. Unbiased opinion, I personally think it works. What do you think, Randy? Yeah, thumbs up.
Proof right there.
Proof's in the deck. Proof's in the deck. What do you think, hybrid? He agrees. Alright, so here's Christian. We're setting up again. He's got a, looks like a decent hybrid on. Again, we've been sitting here probably about 15 minutes now. This is the second hybrid, hopefully, that we've been able to hook up. We've also caught several catfish.
Ooh, look at that one.
Oh man, that's bigger than the first one, Christian. Show off. Alright, so we got 7 hybrids in the boat. Probably getting close to a limit of 75 sand bass. And again, fishing right next to a boat that's not having as much luck as we are. Part of this is just Wes. Wes knows the lake like no one else. And part of it's hopefully because the Thumper's helping. So
Nice.
keep doing. What made you decide to become a guide? What got you into guiding?
Well, honestly, I love fishing. I was a teacher and a football coach, soccer coach as well, and just wanted to do something different. So, not married, no kids. Told myself, if I'm gonna do something like this, try something like this, now's the time. So I did it.
That's awesome. And how long have you been a guide now?
Just a little over 2 years now.
Wow, so I remember taking my first guided trip with you. It's probably like 2 years ago. That's probably right when you first started.
Probably was, yeah.
And I think now you've got, I don't know how many trips we've done together,
Yep.
but I'd say you got a pretty good group of repeat, satisfied customers that come back time and time again.
Yes, sir. That's what it's about. Creating memories, catching fish.
Well, that's awesome, man. So congratulations on starting your business, taking the risk and making it happen. And as always, thanks again for another fantastic trip. I don't think I've ever been on a trip with you where I was disappointed, that's for sure. So thanks again, Wes.
Yes, sir. Glad you guys enjoyed it. Thank you.
Go.
So Eric, we used this today, caught 6 really nice hybrids. Can you explain what this is exactly and what it does, please?
Yeah, actually, so if you've ever seen like Blue Planet or any National Geographic specials, if you see when big schools of fish are attacking smaller schools of bait, and you think about what's happening, below the surface, those fish are like smashing in and they're jumping into the schools and they're eating those fish. And if you think about that fish, like boom, making that momentum into the water, it's just creating a vibration that's unique to the fishing. And then at the same time, you have birds and fish feeding on the surface that are making the splashing sound. So this splasher that we use, this is what actually imitates the splashing sound. So you see it's not really a propeller, it just makes a plop, 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 and that simulates fish feeding on the surface. The thumper is that constant vibration, that hammer just going boom, boom, boom. What that signifies to schooling fish is that there's a bunch of other fish making those lunges and catching those bait fish. And that's really what draws the fish in and brings them into the boat when you're using the thumper. And it was interesting today because you heard me ask Wes, did he think he made a difference? And in his view, you know, he's a guide. He's out on the lake day in, day out. He knows where the spots are. He knows where the fish are. So for him, it's probably not that important. But in many cases, we were sitting literally 20 feet, 30 feet away from other boats that had splashers, that were fishing the exact same way we were. They were using shad, they were using live bait. They didn't have a thumper, and we were catching 10 fish to their 1. So that's why I think, as an average fisherman, just trying to get an edge, only getting a chance to fish once or twice a week, and trying to catch as many fish as I can. That's why I think the thumper is a great tool, and it gives you that advantage.
And what are you selling these for?
These sell for $200, basically for the base thumper, which has the mechanical hammer, and it has the battery clamps to connect to the battery like we use today. And then I have an optional, if people want a 12-volt accessory, I add that in. It costs me a little bit more money, so I add that in for like an extra 10 bucks. I can also flip the hammer. I use a rubber mallet today. I have an aluminum boat, and to me, the rubber mallet it's actually a little bit quieter than the steel hammer, and to me, it works just as effectively. But I offer both because some people that have pontoons or they may have big fiberglass boats, they want those vibrations to penetrate, they'll use the steel hammer as well.
So that way the sound reaches real nice and deep in the water?
That's the goal, yeah, because you're trying to mimic fish feeding under the water. And people say that this is real popular in the wintertime. I know that's where, in the video I showed Wes with his Generation 1 thumper, he's got a stick up there with cord wrapped around it, because I've used it with him in the wintertime, trying to draw fish in. And I think he's lined up already to get one for the winter so he can use it for dead sticking. Because even though he's a guide, in the winter when you're dead sticking, you're trying to bring fish in, that thumper is a huge advantage, and it beats banging a stick on the bottom of your boat.
And where can somebody buy one of those? Online?
Yeah, so we have a website. It's called thump'emupfishing.com. You can just go to www.thump'emupfishing. That's where they're at. We've got a Gmail address. I've got my phone number in there. So yeah, send them my way. If you know anybody that likes to catch fish, wants an advantage, I think it's a great advantage to have.
Thank you for the experience today.
Hey man, thank you, Randy. Appreciate it. Again, if you're looking for a good trip, reach out to Wes. He knows Lake Lewisville well. He also fishes Tawakoni and several other lakes. So he'll go wherever the fish are, and he'll put you on some fish.